What's up, everybody? Jackfart here on behalf of Box to Box Football. I'm here with James and Spurs fans. If you didn't love drama before, you're going to learn to love it right now because seriously, whether it's manager searches, players wanting to leave, transfers, Daniel Levy, directors of football, you've had it all this summer, all. Now, obviously, I'm sure that a lot of you know, obviously, a lot of our subscribers are Spurs fans. I'm sure you guys know where this is going, but yeah, it's Monday today, and Harry Kane was supposed to show up for his coronavirus test and training the first Monday after his 3-week break after the Euros, and Harry Kane was nowhere to be seen. Now, obviously, I think we can, predict why that is and maybe project as to why that is, and there's been no explanation from Spurs, no explanation from Harry Kane. I fully expect there to be private conversations going on behind closed doors that we are not aware of just yet. But James, what's your take? Why did he not show up for training?
He just grew some balls, and he just seemed like he just stuck at the Tottenham. Because for someone, it always just felt with Harry Kane that he didn't want to push Tottenham the wrong way. He didn't want to do things that were going to upset Tottenham. But it feels, I think, finally everything's broken, and I don't even feel like this is even about the Tottenham fans, because I think deep down a lot of Tottenham fans understand that Tottenham haven't done enough to help not only Harry Kane but the team succeed in general. Hence Daniel, like Daniel Levy, so they understand this. It's the fact that it seems, and it's been reported by a lot of people, that there were already an agreement made last year that if things go a certain type of way, that you can leave. Right. And we all seen, like we spoke about it when he had the interview with Gary Neville, and kind of made it clear that he wanted to win, he wanted to compete with better players, with a better team, and Tottenham kind of wasn't really going to be that team. And now it just feels like he's kept it quiet, never said anything. It was all we all knew about it, but it feels like that's the thing. Like that's just what Daniel Levy has done. This kind of broke the camel's back for Harry Kane, and he's just let everything out, and it's understandable, because when you really think about this, Harry Kane is 28 years of age. He's going to be 29 soon. Right. Let's say if he sees out his Tottenham contract, that will leave him to the age of 32. At the age of 32, is he going to be that much valuable? Especially with his injury record, it's now or never for Harry Kane to win. Seriously. And he knows that. He doesn't want to waste another minute. And I feel that this is going to get very, very, very messy really quickly.
I agree, James. And I think the problem here is I have conflicting views on this and points of views on this, because as far as I'm concerned, when Kane signed that 5-year, what was it, maybe even a 6-year deal way back when, bro, you signed up to play for this club till you're 32. Now, don't get me wrong, players get transferred within contracts all the time. Did you want to jump in?
Sorry to jump in there for you, Jack, but I'm sorry. I have no sympathy for football players signing these big deals and then 2 years later or a year later, they're screaming to leave. The exact same thing with Wilfried Zaha. He signed a massive deal, and now the next season, I want to leave. Jack Grealish, everyone, listen, you sign these big deals, you know what it's going to take to get out of it.
Right.
Like don't be dumb and act like, I want to leave, I wanted this, when you sign that big of a deal. You're happy to take the money before.
The thing is, I think I wish players were more transparent and smart with their contracts. And what I mean by that is, if I'm Harry Kane's agent, I would ask, try and get as much money, try and get as long as possible, this kind of stuff. But I would say to them, my client won't sign the contract unless a release clause is put in the contract for 90 million, 100 million, right? Which to me would be a fair way of saying, I think that's good representation of my value, blah, 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 going forward. So I do certainly have a certain level of you put pen to paper on that, Harry. That's up to you. This is your job, okay? You're getting paid a lot of money to play a sport that billions actually of people would love to be in your shoes. So I have very little sympathy. However, the thing where I have no sympathy for is a chairman, a director of some department behind closed doors going, 1 more year, Harry, then we'll let you go. And then going back on your word. That's a problem, because a man's word is his bond. And especially when you're the face of a club, you want to have that faith, you want to have that trust with the people ahead of you. And when that's gone, that's gone. It's very difficult to rebuild. We've seen it multiple times. Okay, Harry Kane is not the first person to, for this to happen to, but it's such a high-profile player for this to happen to. He subtly hinted to it, like we said with the Gary Neville thing.
Subtly, Jack, he basically said it.
He basically, black and white just said it. But I think the point is, for me anyway, the shocking thing about this is I didn't think Harry Kane had it in him. And I give him a lot of credit for doing this. I thought this was going to be a slow death, being super diplomatic and just, oh, no, I love the fans, I love the club, oh, I haven't signed a new deal, and then he gets a transfer. The fact he's just not shown up, I think, fair play, he's got some huevos down there, right? So, fair play to Harry Kane on this. The next point I did want to ask you about, supposedly Spurs are readying a big fine for Harry Kane. Is that what you would do, James, if you were in a position to fine a player who's clearly already a little ticked off?
How much is a big fine to Harry Kane? If you're talking like
Good
20
point.
million, then I get it. But if you're going to slap 100 million on them, that's like half his week's wages. So I don't think he really like. Let's be truthfully honest at this moment of time. I feel with Harry Kane, he's got to a point in his career where he feels like it's now or never. Like what's the worst can happen? Because will the Tottenham fan? Do you really see Tottenham fan turning on Harry Kane?
No. Especially, I mean, I think you and I are lucky. We know some very, very smart, very level-headed Tottenham fans. So I think Tottenham fans in our book, I would say, have a good name because of the likes of Lurkin and those kinds of guys who are well aware of the goings on at the club. So I think they would understand. And the fans en masse, I tend to agree with you. They're probably going to be like, understandable. Sometimes the bird's got to fly the nest at some point, and Harry Kane is better than a Tottenham striker. That's the facts of the matter.
Jack, I look at this Tottenham team, and for them not to have won in this boom period, this amazing period, for them not to have won is a shame. Yeah. Maurizio Pochettino, what he did there, what he built in this team, the year that they finished second in the league and did not lose a game at home, they were beating everyone. That was incredible what they were doing. But the fact of the matter is, Tottenham never capitalized on it. Yeah, they made the Champions League final. Next season, did they really capitalize on it? Did they really make a statement? One signing isn't making a statement, especially for a team like Tottenham.
How many windows did they go from without signing a single player? And they had the chance to sign Jack Grealish for 30 mil, didn't they, that summer, I think?
I'm not sure. I think so. There was heavy rumors about that. But Tottenham have had chances to take the next step, to take that step, to be that team that we expect them to be, but they've never done it. And a player like Harry Kane, a player of his standard, where he sees his peers winning and winning and winning and winning and winning. Yes, he wants to do with Tottenham. And I'm an Arsenal fan who's seen some of my favorite players leave. Robin van Persie, Cesc Fabregas, Samir Nasri, some quality football players. But they went there and they left and they won. And can you argue about that? At the end of the day, football is about winning, especially at this level. And if Harry Kane goes and wins, no one's going to argue. I don't see no Tottenham fans telling him, oh, he's a traitor, he's a this, he's a that, because I feel like they're as tired of what Daniel Levy has done to this club.
Also, I think it's the right time to sell, James. I'm not trying to be harsh to Harry Kane here, but do I expect any better performances than what we've already seen from Harry Kane over the next couple of years? I don't think so. I think we probably have seen his best, and I'm sure he can match his best, but are we going to see another top assist and top goal scorer season from Kane in the next 5 years? I don't think so. So I think it's a great time to sell. And James, like I said, hey, imagine you sign Dusan Vlahovic, who's a personal favourite of mine from Fiorentina, right? There have been some links. You sign Christian Romero, you sign Emerick Laporte, and you sign Raheem Sterling, and you also get 30 or 40 mil. If I'm a Spurs fan, grass is always greener. Hey, give it a go. I know that there are flashbacks to how they spent the Bale money, but let's be honest here. This is Harry Kane. You're going to get more money for Kane than you did for Bale, and maybe you won't make the same mistakes as you did last time with the Bale money.
Jack, I guarantee you this right now. They could probably get 100 million and like a player over Raheem Sterling.
Right.
Anything with 3 zeros in it is a great thing. For me, anything with 3 zeros involved in you have millions there is a great deal. 100 million and the player, 150 million. Why would you turn it down?
Yeah. Especially at this point. You've got Son locked in as well, James. And I think, there's always this talk about building around a certain player. Well, You've had some time to build around Kane. It hasn't gone so well. I rate Heung-min Son very, very highly. Build around him. He can be your guy going forward.
Well, in fairness, Son without Kane looks a bit. It didn't look good without him. I'm not gonna lie. Like last season, but before that it was good, but last season it didn't look good. But
So, James, how does this mess end? How does this mess end?
well,
End of the transfer window. Clock strikes midnight. Who's Kane playing for? What's
you
the
know what it
deal?
is. We've had a few videos with Man United and Man City looking at what team that they could bring out next season. I mentioned Harry Kane in both. The Man City deal seems the most possible, and Man City are a huge fan of him. If Man City want to take their game to the next level, if it's Harry Kane, it's bad for the league if Harry Kane joins Man City.
Right.
You know, it is terrible because it's absolutely game over. But this is Daniel Levy we're talking about. And a man that when he has to put his foot down, he'll put his foot down.
Yep.
Rather right or wrong, I see Harry Kane reluctantly, sadly for him, putting on that shirt. Like I said it before, I see him in the Man City shirt. And yes, overall, the Man City shirt, the visual is nice. But with Daniel Levy, I don't know, when he wants something, he more than likely he's going to get it. I just see Kane staying for at least another year, which is sad for him and good for Tottenham fans. But are you going to get an as motivated Kane compared to other years?
I think that the biggest telltale will be how delayed a potential Jack Grealish deal is. Because if a Jack Grealish deal gets delayed and delayed and delayed, and then the Kane deal starts ramping up, obviously I think they're probably going to want to invest their money in the striker position than another winger, because we know they've still got good enough talent out wide and in the attacking midfield position. I have said from the beginning, I do think he's going to stay at Spurs for one more year, and then he will be let go. I think that it's going to be a very tough pill for Kane to swallow. However, I do see it one that he is eventually gonna have to do. One thing I will say, I didn't expect this kind of behavior from him that we've seen today. So
Jack,
we could see some explosive interview on some rogue network that's going to let him say whatever he wants in the right environment. And well, this is tasty. But Spurs fans like, damn, this drama, I don't know.
we may see Harry Kane pull up like James Harden overweight, just to kind of push a transfer weight. But I don't like to see that. I'm not this like advocate for players putting their foot down saying, "Oh, I want to leave," and throwing the like toys out the pram. But in this situation, you understand the reasons behind it.
And
If
James,
Harry and go on, Jack.
if there's a gentleman's agreement, then I am fully for Kane because if Spurs from the beginning had said you signed the deal, mate, you're staying till the end. Sorry about that, like they kind of did with Zaha, then I'd go, yeah, fair enough. If there's some sort of proof or some sort of evidence that Kane was told, hey, listen, one more year, get the Euros out of the way, then we'll let you move on. And Kane's not getting what he wants. I'm kind of siding with Kane on this one.
It's a difficult one, but Spurs fans, tell me what you think right now. This is
City fans, let us know what you think.
City fans, especially Man United fans, anyone who's interested who have the money to pay for Harry Kane, Arsenal, no, I'm only playing. Let us know. Comments down below. Where do you think Harry Kane's going to be? Was Harry Kane in the wrong or in the right not to show up? Comments down below, guys. Thanks for watching. This is Box to Box Football, and we will see you next time.